Good morning. Today is, I think it's week 42, Tuesday of week 42. I'm going to try to hold this thing so I don't make such shaky videos. I was watching I usually just listen to those things, to remind myself what I've been working on. And I was watching them the other day and they're pretty shaky. So, whatever. It doesn't make any difference. I don't know what difference it makes. Video format's terrible, but the diary is handy. All right, where are we? Gratitude. You know what? Gratitude. That's important. What's a good thing to be grateful for on a cold day like today? I'm grateful for albums. Recently, I've been going back listening to albums. Mr. Producer Man, he really made a big old list for me. He said he got bogged down in 2004, 2005, something like that. But he made me like a solid 50 albums to listen to. And so I've been going through that. I made a little list. I listened to the Aaliyah album and the Shins album that came out in 2001. I listened to D'Angelo, Voodoo, R.I.P. D'Angelo. Elliott Smith, Figure 8, that was another good one. I listened to the J5, that shit that came out in 2001, 2002, something like that. A bunch of good albums. Bunch of really good albums, really good recommendations. The JID album still has me ate up. That is just a really well-paced album. Like, somebody put a lot of thought into that, and it's good. And listening to good albums has kind of reminded me how bad playlists are. I mean, in the beginning, when the internet was young, maybe playlists were like mixtapes that somebody put together, but now, man, playlists are bad. And so I think that everyone would be better off if they just put on an album, because playlists are no good. Sorry. All right, guitar stuff. What do we have to talk about today? I've been thinking about how in 2025, this year, I will have played the least out of the last 5 years, and I'll have learned the most out of the last 5 years in like some really foundational, fundamental ways. And it's always super weird how stuff like that works. For a long time this year, I was trying to get my wrist to where it needs to be. And then I had to keep working on that because the quadruplets and the triplets were kind of pushing my wrist toward the body of the guitar. And now I'm actually fundamentally working on the habits that are gonna push me into a different tier, a different category of guitar player, and that's wild. And I couldn't even hear the difference between a good guitar player and a bad guitar player 5 years ago. And that's just the God's honest of it. When you're not super deep into it, the difference between a mediocre guitar player and a good guitar player and a very good guitar player is like nothing. I mean, like, you're not even sure what the good guy's doing good or the bad guy's doing bad, Which means I was a bad guitar player. And so the progress is always surprising. You never know where it's going to come from. You never know what thing is going to set you off for the next series of improvements. But if you just keep grinding, it's coming. You know, if you just keep grinding, it's coming. That's the truth. All right. I'm sure that's not what I meant to talk about when I wrote that down. Maple Leaf. I am about to get the C part of Maple Leaf finished, and I'll know where all the notes go, the wheres and the whens, so to speak. And then I'll work on the D part. I'm sure taking my time on Maple Leaf. It's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, and it's super fun. I've been busy for 2 weeks. I barely played, so I got to remember that we're about to hit the time of the year where there are a lot of distractions. You know, Thanksgiving and Christmas and all these things are coming, and that just really changes things. The 6-string banjo. That's right. I picked up a 6-string banjo at the local guitar shop at Arthur's. Arthur's is what I should say. It's a great guitar shop. It's been there forever. If you're in the area, you should go to Arthur's. I've always approved of their work, I'll tell you that much. And I kind of liked playing that 6-string banjo. And the quality of the note up at like the 10, 11, 12 fret is so much better on a banjo. Banjos use way lighter strings. I didn't know that. Banjos are set up like 10s instead of 12s like I play. And so the action's nice and low. The quality of the note up on the neck is real nice. And then it's got the longest neck ever. You know, like on a regular guitar, I can probably only really play the thumb style E up to like 7 or so. After that, the way the back side of the neck is designed, it's kind of prohibitive or something. It's uncomfortable. On the 6-string banjo, man, you can put your thumb up on like the 14th fret. It's like having twice as much guitar. It's like playing a Stratocaster, or it's like playing an electric guitar, because you have more frets than you've ever had before, and you can reach up and play 12, and you can play 14 and 16 easily. It's not even, you don't have to change your anything. It's almost more comfortable to play in that higher register. And so that just makes your mind race. It's like having twice as much guitar. And so I ordered one. Yeah. And and people don't like them. I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah, people are not impressed with the 6-string banjo. And so you can buy a used one that's never been touched for nothing, right? Like, example, to get a 6-string banjo case, $219, $220. To get a 6-string banjo, $250, maybe $260, you know. And so, like, obviously, I am not purchasing a thing that is extremely wanted in the world. But for the real old jazzy finger time blues and for ragtime, man, it's got just the good old-timey plunky harpsichord. It's just got something, you know? It's just got something. I also think I'm going to be able to take it with me when I travel. Use it as a traveler guitar because it's so thin. All right, I think that's probably it. I'm pretty hyped. I think I'm going to get that banjo on Friday or something. I'm probably busy on Friday, but it's going to be available on Friday, you know. Anything else on the list? Oh, Memphis Jukin. Man, I'm from Indiana, okay? We don't dance. We don't teach our kids to dance. Nobody dance around here. I know how to do the chicken dance, and I know how to do the hokey pokey, okay? That's how much we don't dance. And so I'm fascinated by dance, by human dance. And I was a big fan of the like hard stomp thing. I always liked that shit. And the one that I've been watching recently is Memphis Jukin, and it seems pretty modern. And it's like crip walk with some like tippy toe ballet stuff mixed with some breakdance ethos appeal. I don't know. I've been ate up with Memphis Jukin. So if you think dance trends are any fun at all, I'd look it up. Have a really good day.